Welcome back to the channel. It's time for this month's Vanother collective video. This month the topic is our best and worst accessories. So before I jump straight into them, the Vanother collective is a group of caravanners and motorhomers that every month we get together and record a video on the same topic. I'm going to put their logos in the corner now. And in the description below, please check out the playlist and the links to their channels and take a look at their videos, see what their views are. It's quite interesting normally to see other people's views and what they have. Please put in the comments as well, what are your favourite accessories? What are the worst things you've bought? So I've actually found this topic quite a difficult one, thinking that this video is either going to be really short or really long. So I thought, first thing, what is an accessory? In our case, for caravanning. So, I asked Gemini. And according to Gemini, a caravan accessory is any item that is not a permanent fixture to the caravan itself, but is used to enhance, improve, or make a trip more comfortable, safe, and convenient. So, everything that I think we've got is essential. Some of the things we've permanently affixed, but it didn't come with it. So I'm going to put links below for all the stuff that I talk about here. But this video is going to be really long. I'll put chapters in, fast forward to the bit that you want, skip straight there. But we have so many things. I'm a self-confessed gadgetaholic. And, we've been caravanning coming up to a couple of years. We were tenters beforehand. The one bit of advice before I go in, before you buy anything for your caravan, your motorhome, is do some research. Check out YouTube, see where other people have used stuff. It's very easy to buy the first thing you come across that you think is a good idea and then find it doesn't work, it's not comfortable, there's a better version. The number of times that I've bought something and found it's too big, it doesn't fit, it's too heavy, it doesn't pack in the car, I can't carry it. We always end up buying a smaller version of the same thing because it fits better. Yes, we've got a small caravan, we've got limited payload. But let me jump straight in. And before I get everything out, I'm going to show you some stuff that we've done videos on before. So wherever we have, I will link to that other video for more detail, but I'll go through it quickly. And the first thing is when you make up the bed. We've got an Explorer 304. It's been renamed in the last year. The new versions of the Explorer XC Lite, I believe. And it's got an L-shape lounge, L-shaped sofa. And the beds make up in that area. But it's a known weakness, especially if you're on the larger side like us, that the slats can snap, can break. So what we've got is these things. They're little posts, they're twisty. Do you remember when you used to go into Woolworths, etc. and take a photo in a booth and you had the spinny chair? Same deal. So let me show you. This is the L-shaped lounge, and excuse the mess on the sofa. I'm going to clean that in a bit. That is left over from the service we had in another video. So this pulls out here. And you can just imagine climbing over this. All of the weight is across the whole width of the caravan. So very simply, these come under here, spin up. We have two of them, one each side. It's extra legs. Next one, carpets that came with the caravan. Ours came with a runner that went up the length of the caravan. So it came all the way up to the end, but it didn't go around the corners and so on. So we just bought this little rug from Amazon. It was so cheap, fits perfectly, keeps the lino effect area for when you're coming in, when you're cooking and stuff, and you've got a bit of something soft on your feet when you sat down. Really cheap, really simple. Next one. This one I can't link. Came from Lidl's. Small battery powered hoover. If you're going away for more than a few days, you do pick up stuff in the caravan. This hoover, charge off your mains. It lasts long enough for a trip, but you can always bring the power adapter with you. Really, really good. And it comes apart, the storage. So you've got the unit here that you can use as a handheld. You've got a few little tools that attach in the end. And then you've got the long pole and the brush. There you go, number 2, hoover. Number 3 is our gas bank refillable propane gas cylinder. This has been amazing. It has saved us an absolute fortune. So this is lighter than a standard Calagas red propane bottle. Helps with the caravan weight. It costs somewhere around £130, £140, depending on when you get it. Again, links below. There is a huge difference to this over the Cala. With the Cala bottles, you buy the bottle, and then when it needs filling up, you take the bottle back, you get a new one. You only pay for the gas, but you swap your whole bottle. This one, when it needs filling up, you take it to a filling station. Now that might be a petrol station, it might be another retailer. There's some really good apps, mylpg.eu website and an app for it. There's others as well that will find the nearest near you. And the real difference is this, as I said, let's say it's £140 to buy. I have not been able to spend more than £10 to fill it up each time. Okay. When you get a Cala bottle, it's going to cost you £30–40 a go to fill it up, and another £30–40 when you buy the bottle first time. So you only need to fill this up a few times. I'm not going to do the maths now. I'll get too many people arguing with me. You only need to fill it up a few times. You've got your money back. Also, you can top it up whenever you like. So if you've been away for a weekend, go and top it up. You're always going away knowing you've got a full bottle. With a standard Cala bottle, and what happens if you've used half the bottle and you're going away for 2 weeks? Do you go with half a bottle? Or do you take the bottle back for a new one, wasting half a bottle? Yes, you might have 2, so that you're not wasting half a bottle. When you run out, you swap to another one. But I just think it's so much better. You know, highly, highly recommend this. It's saved us a fortune already. Okay, here's the first batch of stuff that I've got from around the caravan, and I'm going to loosely categorize these as stuff to do with maintaining the caravan or setting it up. You know, there is other stuff we've got, but these are probably the most useful accessories that I've got. Some of them you don't have to use every time you're away. But if you haven't got them, it can cause a bit of a challenge. Now, the first one that's the most debatable in terms of how often you need it, and do you need to take it with you or do you just use it at home, is this. This is a Noseweight gauge. So your caravan and your car will have a maximum weight that you can have on the nose of the caravan, on the hitch of the car. And this, when your caravan's packed on a level surface, lower the caravan onto this as though you were hitching it up. This compresses down, and if I hold it really close to you, hopefully you can see there numbers on it. That'll tell you what your nose weight is. Now in theory, once you've weighed it, if you pack your caravan exactly the same every single time, then it should be the same weight. So you can spend a fortune on these, but there are also some cheap ones. I'll link to this one. This one seems pretty good for us. But it is important. You've probably seen all those videos about caravan snaking and swaying around on the road. Getting your nose weight, getting the balance of the caravan right will really, really help you with that. Especially if you've got a bigger, longer caravan. So that one is definitely one to have. And that is one that I recommend. Very quickly, I'm just going to start from the edge of the table closest to me. If you use an awning, silicone spray. Every now and again, just spray it in your awning rail, make sliding it in so much easier. Don't use WD-40, don't use anything else yet, unless it's a specific WD-40 silicone spray. You can get it from Lidl's, you can get it online, really, really cheap. This is the Lidl's Parkside one, it's like a couple of quid tops. Now, setting up. Leveling your caravan. If you have a caravan, if it's single axle, you only need one. This is a ramp. You put it under your wheel, you roll your caravan up onto it to make sure it's level. Have something to tell if your caravan's level. A tiny mini spirit level to go with it. I've left mine over there, I'm not getting up, too lazy. If you've got twin axle, you might need two. They really good. Okay. I'm going to go through these bigger things. So, what's this? This is a drill. Again, you don't need to go super expensive. You don't even need one. Yeah, when you get there, you're winding your legs down. Yeah, you know what I'm doing? That winder that you get, the manual winder. I have got one of these and one of these. So literally this, few quid from Amazon, link below, cheap drill from Lidl's. You put it in, wind your legs with that. Takes all of the effort out of it. There we go. Next thing, when you buy your caravan, you get a big long 25-meter cable, usually your electrical hookup lead, and it's in a plastic bag and it's loose. Very cheap. These reels, worth the money. So you hold there, it spins, it just keeps it neat and tidy. What's next? Don't get a rubber mallet, get a little lump hammer, or a club hammer. This one is with a bit of weight. Those rubber mallets are great for pushing those bendy pegs into grass. When you've got a real peg, you're going into harder ground. A proper weighty club/lump hammer is what you need. Forget rubber hammer. Okay. So, next thing. Fuses. get yourself down Halfords, get yourself to Amazon, get some spare fuses. They're just the same as car fuses. You will pop your 12 volt fuses every now and again. They're different colours for the different ratings, just match them up, and that way when you're away and the fuse for your toilet or your water pump pops, you just swap it out. Again, they're not expensive, but it's worth having in your toolkit. The other thing worth having in your toolkit is these little plastic bags, just like I use for these fuses. I've got a few spares, and this might sound funny, but this is why. Here's my little plastic bag with all the screws that have fallen out of the Caravan. Where do they go? I have no idea. If I ever find where they go, I've got them. And I have also got my little toolkits to put them back in again. So, little sockets, little spanner, etc. Hugely useful. As you will have seen in other videos, something goes wrong every trip. I didn't have the right one last time when we were away in Scotland. Our power touch motor mover seized onto the wheel. We were stuck on the site. Luckily, another fellow camper helped rescue us. They had the right socket that fitted on that we could manually release it. I now have the right size that always comes with us in the Caravan now. There'll be another video coming on the channel anytime now where I'll show you how I actually ended up fixing it. But yeah, again, these are from Lidl. They're quite small. So I've got various different bits. Fantastic. On the other side, a multimeter. You know, you don't have to be hugely electrical, but if you're posting that you've got a problem while you're away on site with Facebook and people are going, what's your battery voltage? Is there power coming through to something? Really cheap one of these. You can get them under a tenner. This will tell you if power is reaching a certain point, what the power in your battery is at the battery. The meters you get in a Caravan are notoriously inaccurate. So having one of these, you won't use it often unless you're a geek like I am, but it's worth having for those times when something goes wrong. It'll get you out of trouble. Batteries, always take spares. You know, how many times has your smoke alarm started beeping while you're away? As you know, CO2 alarm or anything else that you might have, it's run out of batteries. The remote in your telly, just take a few spares. Keep some in your Caravan. Also found these things. These are clips that slide into the awning rail. Just slide into the awning rail, and you can put wires through them, you can put washing lines through them, whether you've got fairy lights, whether you've got power for a router, etc, etc. Very cheap, amazing accessories, so useful for all sorts of stuff. Next thing, PTFE, I always get that the wrong way around, tape. So if you are on a service pitch, you know these things fit on the tap that let you connect your hose to it, you screw it in. Whether you have these plastic ones, we actually use metal ones, found they leak less, but half the time they leak. This tape, wrap it around the thread, and when you screw this on, it won't leak. I hate it if you're on a site and you know that tap's dripping, you're wasting water, it's making a mess. Ooh. Right, here we are. So these are the gadgets that I would always recommend. I use all of the time. Okay, it's only some of them, to be fair. So what I'm going to do first is just actually plug one of these in, so it's got a time to turn on before we talk. So I have, and I'm not showing it to you, I'm talking to you through it right now, a DJI Osmo Pocket 3 camera. Now, we use it for YouTubing as well as our phones, etc. Here's my phone. And we take a lot of photos, we take a lot of video. Whether you put it on YouTube or not, I'm sure there are very few people that don't love taking photos. You know, looking back at those memories is fantastic. For me, caravanning, being able to get away so often, so flexibly, making memories with Emma and Sam is what it's all about. But all those photos take up space. All of those videos take up even more space. So you need to power these gadgets. You need to save that data. You've only got so much space on your SD cards. So what I always take with me, portable hard drive. And one of these. So this, and it works on a modern Android or Apple. I know, you know, for some reason, some of you people must choose Apple. I don't know what's wrong with you, but I can't stop you. So this, USB-C cable on the end, you can get Lightning if you want to. And then it has got card readers for your SD cards and USB on there. You know, it's meant for a laptop. You know, it's got an HDMI port on the end. That won't work on a lot of phones. It might. So you can still power your phone with this. It's got USB-C to power your phone while you're using it. But you can plug your hard drive in here. You can plug your memory card in here. And you can download the photos off of your memory card straight onto your phone with this wire, with this adapter, freeing up the space on your phone or on your on your camera, on your phone, saving it on there. Okay, so that's really good if you keep filling up your phone. Charging them up, well, it's great if you're back to the caravan all the time and you've got electric hookup. I generally run my battery down in the middle of the day as well. So portable battery packs, they are really, really good. This is quite a large one. You'll have seen I've not put it on the table. Oh, this is a huge one. This is actually the same size as our Caravan battery is, but it's got on the end here USB-A, USB-C. This is an amazing alternative. I'll probably do a separate video on it, to one of those huge big power banks. You know, you'll see them out there. Bluetti, DJI do some, EcoFlow do them. You know, the Power River this, the Bluetti that. They're huge. They cost many hundreds, if not thousands of pounds. This battery, under 200. You can even run your Caravan off it. It's a lithium battery. It's the same size as my lithium battery I fitted to the Caravan, actually. And I'll link those videos, because solar and lithium battery 100% do it. But this will power anything. Okay, so that keeps all the gadgets topped up, and it keeps them free of data to do any recordings with. Next thing, internet. So you may have seen our video on this little thing. We've actually since upgraded to a much more expensive 5G option, but this I would still wholeheartedly recommend. You know, I think they're running at about £50 now, but this is a 4G Wi-Fi router. You put your SIM card in the bottom, you run 12 volt power, and you stick it. It's got suckers on the back, well mine has, I bought suckers separately. Stick it to the outside side of the Caravan, get really good signal. Quite often in your Caravan the walls block your signal from your phone, etc. So for under £50 you stick that on the side. That gives you internet, so you can upload your photos, your videos, you can watch your TV, etc. Okay, so the other thing, I do have a lot of gadgets. So these battery powered blink cameras, we always have a couple in our Caravan. We always have our Wi-Fi in the Caravan. They do need Wi-Fi, but this gives you peace of mind. You know, we take our cats away as well. This lets us, when we're remote, keep an eye on our cats, on the Caravan, while we're out and about for the day. You know, even if your Caravan's in storage, having something like this, if you've got your solar power panels to keep your battery topped up, to keep your Wi-Fi running, this is really good. Okay, so wires. Got these little tubs are fantastic, by the way, whether they be for wires or for food or whatever in the cupboard, they stack. Little tubs like this, just keep an eye out in Lidl's and Aldi, really, they're all over the place. So if you ever go to the NEC, he's always there. Look out for the guy that sells these braided USB cables. They come USB-A, USB-C, Lightning, whichever end you need. They're really strong, they're guaranteed, they're hugely long. These are amazing, best wires you can get, but make sure you take spare wires for all your gadgets. Yeah, some of the things that we have charged up, I've mentioned a load of stuff already, but fans. You know, this is a clip-on the side of the table by you there, clip-on, battery-powered, rechargeable fan. Really, really good. There you go, put it on there. As you might see, we've got a couple, and they're amazing things. Next thing, really cheap, you're not on Hookup. This is a mini inverter. It's not going to run a hairdryer. It's not going to run an air fryer. But this plugs in your cigarette lighter. It's got a 3-pin socket. You know, if you've got something that needs charging up and you're not on Hookup, you know, our hoover, for example, or you might find you haven't got a 12 volt telly, or you know, do you need a CPAP machine? Do you want to run a laptop and it's an older laptop that won't run off of USB-C? One of these, not very expensive, will do the job. Don't use it for very long, it will drain your power out of your battery very quickly, but can get you out of trouble. One more thing, actually it's still plugged in the wall over here. When you are on Hookup, it's a mini little adapter, goes in your 3-pin socket, turns it into 2, and it's got USB chargers. Only works when you're on Hookup, but rather than running an extension lead just to get extra sockets, those are really useful. Okay, so let me bring this closer. I'm going to talk and then I'll swap the video around. But probably some of the best stuff, and I've mentioned some of it already that we've done, could be classed as accessories to the Caravan, is to the electrical system. So we have fitted a lithium battery, we have fitted solar panels, a shunt, and the renogy system, along with some sensors, etc. So let me try and explain a little bit. I'm not going to go too in depth, but I will again link to the other videos. So what the lithium battery means is that for the same size battery we get twice the amount of power. So we can go off grid for twice as long or use twice as much power before we have to recharge. It also saves approximately half the weight of the battery. I don't know if you've ever picked up a Caravan battery, a lead acid battery. They weigh a ton. So it gives you more payload back. You also find that they can charge faster. So we wanted to be able to go to small sites more often, and quite often they don't have power, or they're a lot cheaper if you don't pay for the power. So with our gas bottle and with our lithium battery, we really don't need Hookup. So the solar panels keep it topped up, the battery gives us that extra power, and this system here, normally it's permanently fitted to the Caravan. I've taken it off so I can show you easily. This system here lets us monitor what is going on. So let me bring you closer, let me show you. So here you go. So you just have to imagine at the moment that this is permanently affixed into the wall of the Caravan. It's not in my hand and it's not wobbling. Okay. So the Caravan is currently hooked up to power, but as you can see at the moment, actually let me pause the video for a second. Let me turn the hookup off, and because I want to show you. Okay, there we go. So I have just turned off the hookup, so you can actually see some of the numbers in real time. The solar isn't connected at the moment, so you can see here. So this is showing at the moment we have got a 100 amp hour battery. The current voltage is 14.5. That's great for a lithium battery, and we've got 100% of our battery left. We are using 1.5 amps. It's daytime, I've not got the lights on, that's just background stuff. We've got 65 hours remaining. So, that is really useful. We can see how long we've got in hours and minutes. We can see what we're using at a glance. You'll notice there's a little Wi-Fi symbol in the corner here. So this I can connect to from the phone from anywhere in the world that we've got internet, and we can monitor what's going on with the Caravan. But there's more. So I've got a sensor. We can tell what's the temperature in the fridge. We've got a motion sensor in here. It will send me an alert if it detects movement in the Caravan. So again, an alarm. This is the charger from the car and from the solar. So as I said, I've not got the solar plugged in to show you, but it tells us if we're charging from the solar. It tells us the charge we're getting from the car. It's all in here. The shunt is what measures the battery power. We've got a sensor on the door. Again, it's an alarm. We've got a temperature sensor in the Caravan. So again, when we've left the cats in the Caravan, we can check up to make sure it's not too warm for them. Using our cameras, we can see them. Using this, we can check it's not too warm. We can turn the aircon on and off remotely, etc. We can program switches to turn on and off. So this one, you know, is a relay to turn power on and off. So we can use it with rules to turn things on if it gets too hot, to turn it off if it's too cold, whatever it might be. So this is a real geeky thing, but this is amazing. Now, one other thing it has linked to the app on your phone is leveling. So obviously this doesn't think I'm very level at the moment because I've got it sat on the table for you, but this will show on the phone, so you can be at the front of the Caravan adjusting the jockey wheel, or you can be in the car pulling the Caravan up your ramp with the phone there to tell you if you're level or not. So just watch as I rotate this. You know, normally this is on a sidewall, so rotating it thinks it's front to back, and you know, I'm not going to get it, but you get the idea. So you know remotely, is your Caravan level or your motorhome level? It's really good, really good. So I've other than actually drilling the hole in the roof of the Caravan and sticking the panels, I've fitted all of this myself. May not be something you are confident in doing, but you know, take a look out for those other videos linked. Yeah, maybe it is. So they really are kind of my geeky gadgets, my geeky electrical things. Let's move on to the next table full of stuff, shall we? Right, getting a little bit more random now, our selection of stuff. Yeah, this is always an essential Caravan accessory, Pepsi Max. Yeah, okay, maybe it's just me. Oh. Okay. So, I've got a little bit of kitchen, a little bit of other stuff. So where do I go with first? Let's start with kitchen. So, stackable pans. Save so much space. You know, there are hugely expensive Tefal sets. There are slightly cheaper sets like we've got. They come with a handle. They stack in each other. Handle clips on like so. Really good, save space. So would recommend those. Also, these things, they are protectors. You put them in your pans and they stop them scratching each other. Stackable pans. Thermos cups. These I think are supposed to be wine tumblers. They're dishwasher safe, etc. They take a can size. They've got a lid. It's not 100% spill proof, but it helps. They keep your drink cold. They keep your drink warm. Don't take up a lot of room. Stack on top of each other. These ones are Dometic, but yeah, they're light. Also, if you like drinking out of cans, these little things, they slip under the ring pull. They seal your can once it's open. They literally sit on the top of the can and you spin it out of the way to drink. You spin it back, stops the bugs getting in. Then cooking, you know, baking trays, they take up so much room. They weigh loads, they clatter when you're driving around. They're a pain in the what's it to clean. I know this probably isn't environmentally friendly, but foil trays. Multiple uses for these. These are from Tesco's, B&M, Home Bargains, wherever. These have got lids, but you can cook in these. Any leftovers, you put the lid on. When it's cooled down, you put it in the fridge. So these are great. You know, you reuse them, you wash them a few times, then at the end of the trip, you throw them away. You know, who could be bothered in your small caravan thing just watching those trays all the time, the room they take up? And like I said before, space and weight in a caravan at premium. So, washing up bowl. I think this is from B&M or Home Bargains again. Fits perfectly in our caravan sink. Pop up. Only a few pounds. Saves water. If you fill the whole caravan sink, you're filling up your aqua roll 3 times a day. This takes less water. Brilliant. Also, if you're like us, where you don't always wash up straight away, being able to put your dirty stuff in that, and then if you need to use the sink, you can just lift it out temporarily. It's really good. And then most caravans come with a little drainer, which is great. It sits on the side, over the cooker or on the flap. You know, if you're fancy and you've got a big caravan, you might have enough worktop space that it doesn't cover anything, but the water runs down. But you get 2 plates and it's full. So again, one of these, fold up, pops out. Sit it on there. You can stack your plates, your bowls, your cups, knives and forks and utensils stand up in there. Really good, space saving. Okay. This was one of my first videos that we ever did. And for us, it's really good. What do you do with your rubbish? Well, again, it's another Home Bargains, B&M. There are some online as well. It's a bin. And it comes with a sticky strip that sticks to the caravan door, hooks on. On ours, it fits perfectly. It's just big enough. Along with the bin bags. Yeah, here we go. So we get these off of Amazon. We'll link that fit this perfectly. I think they're 15 litre bin bags. They fit really well. Okay. So keep rushing through. Get yourself to Decathlon. Towels take up so much room in a caravan. You don't have the storage space for huge big towels. Yes, you do. So these, they come from Decathlon. They've got a little strap to hold them in. They dry you so quickly. They take up virtually no room. But they are huge. We have got these for myself, for Sam, and for Emma. We use them when we go swimming, for everything. And they literally roll up to virtually nothing. Take up no room, they weigh nothing. Okay. So you can tell I'm not neat at folding. If you've got a caravan, if you've got a motorhome and you're in the UK, you are going to be used to getting wet. So this is something I actually got just before we went to Clubfest, and I'm so glad we did. This is a poncho. I won't get it out now because you see me try and get that towel back up. This poncho, again, it takes up virtually no room. It's got a bag, but it is unbelievable. If you get caught short out and you're in the rain, you don't have to carry a big umbrella with you. This will just fit in a backpack. Really good. But again, what about you're out for the day, you end up buying stuff, you haven't got enough space in your backpack. Decathlon, tiny little bag. This even fits in your jeans pocket, you know, or in a handbag or whatever. This unzips, turns inside out. It is a backpack, and you know, you can easily get so much stuff. So here we go. I've got my Pepsi Max, I've got my foil stuff, I've got my poncho, I've got my towel, I've got my battery pack, all in there. They're amazing, from Decathlon. The next set of things to show you is actually entertainment. So what do we take with us to keep ourselves entertained while we're away? If we're not out and about visiting a site, or if Sam's just not playing with other children somewhere, what do? Well, I've already showed you, and this is the electronic version, the hard drive we take. We save movies onto the hard drive, so if we are ever away with no internet, etc., we can plug into our smart telly, we can watch movies. But then we've got a lot of other stuff that we take. Now, some of it we swap out each time. You know, we might get bored or something, we bring something else instead. Some of it's indoors, some of it's outdoors. Can never guarantee the weather. So let's start with the outdoor stuff. So we always take table tennis bat and balls. You can get these sets. You know, we've actually got 2, so we've got 4 bats in case enough of us go for that. Quite often you'll find a table tennis table, especially at the larger sites, but they don't always have bats. You have to take your own, so having those in the caravan is really good. We also take, I've not got the Nerf rocket here, I think Sam's wandered off with it, but we take the Nerf rocket and these launchers. Great fun, don't take up a lot of room. Sometimes we might take a frisbee. We also have, Sam loves mini golf. You probably will have seen, I think our last video was when we went to mini golf when we were in Scotland. Some places you go shut really early, it's not always manned, etc, etc, or actually you'll find that you just want to play in a field. So we've got this tiny little bag, and in there is a screw together. I won't do it properly for sake of time, but a screw together, if I can find it. There we go. Screw together putter, and they've all just fallen on the floor because the caravan's not level, and a selection of golf balls. We seem to find more every time we go somewhere. So, you know, we've got this novelty set. They've got baseballs, tennis balls and things, but you know, you would have seen, here's my minion ball that I got from Adventure Golf Island up in Scotland in the last couple of weeks. But yeah, that is great. We've only got the one club, we share it. It takes hours and hours of fun. You know, you're on a site, the mini golf's closed officially, but yeah, no one minds if you just go around and have a game yourself. It's your own equipment. Tip: don't play the last hole. If you do, you will lose your ball. So we've then got some stuff for the caravan. Now Sam is football mad. We have Subbuteo, do you remember that? So we bring with us a little five-a-side team of Subbuteo people. And I found on Amazon a green cover. It's elasticated around the bottom, fits perfectly around our caravan table. The elastic keeps it tight. We've got the goals, so we can play Subbuteo while we're away. Five-a-side Subbuteo. We've then got the games. So, shameless plug for Hey Ho Let's Toes book. Yeah, both Sam and Emma love activity books, you know, whether it's mazes, puzzles, crosswords, etc. You know, actually for children and adults, Hey Ho Let's Toes activity book is really good. I'll link to it, but Sam loves that one. Bananagrams. We've got a mini magnetic Scrabble. So again, this is a really good one, especially in the little space. You know, it's tiny, they're magnetic, so you can pause the game halfway through, fold it up, come back, your words are still on there. And then we've got mini versions of all the board games. You'll quite often see them in services, etc. But we've got Articulate. We have got a little play version of Battleships. We've got a little Connect 4 pack of cards. So, you know, what do you do when it's raining? That. Okay, so there's one last thing that I'm going to show you in this video. And that is, and it's kind of related to both the oven and the fridge. So we do use our oven a lot. Pretty much every day. We'll quite often do a cooked breakfast, and quite often we'll do dinner. You know, if anything, actually we cook more in the caravan than we do at home. And I know that sounds really weird. But we very, very quickly realised that the oven, Thetford oven, pretty standard one that we've got, it's only got one shelf, and that isn't enough. So we bought ourselves a second shelf, and that is amazing. Using those foil dishes, which are now in my backpack, they fit perfectly. You know, you don't get a huge amount of room above, but they fit perfectly. It's really, really useful. And I've not taken the other one out, but we've also found an extra shelf for the fridge. So we've got a Series 10 Dometic fridge with the freezer compartment inside at the top. The freezer compartment, no, doesn't work. You know, it's not 100% true. You won't keep ice cream frozen, but you will keep, you know, frozen veg and stuff fine for a typical week or so. But we find that actually the freezer compartment, if you just flap the lid down and pull, comes off, and then you've got a much bigger fridge. So an extra shelf in the fridge is really useful. We have, and I'll do a separate video, I won't put it in here, this is already going to be 5.5 hours long. We have a portable compressor fridge freezer that we take for longer trips. Ours is Bouge. It was only £100 and something only, but that's proper freezer temperature. We leave that in our awning. So having that extra fridge space of the extra shelf, you know, obviously this is the oven shelf, is amazing. So that's the most accessories that I think probably anyone is going to show you. If someone beats us, I'm going to be really surprised. I am now going to have to spend a good hour putting the caravan back together, packing everything back away, taking it all back into the house, because we don't take everything every trip. So, apologies, this is a hugely long video. We're gonna finish it off here. That's all of our accessories, and I would say, or that's the majority of our accessories. Now, we haven't covered best and worst, because in my opinion, they are all really good. Worst accessories are the ones that you buy that you haven't researched. You know, you will always find something better in the future, but if it does the job for the time you need it, then you know, what more can you ask? Now, it was a Caravanother video, collective video this month, so please do check out the links below. Do check out everyone else's accessories, and you know, please comment below. You know, if we've shown you something you want to know more about, or if you think there's something we haven't shown you that you think we should absolutely have. You know, why haven't you got that gadget? You know, I love a gadget. Yeah. So yeah, we'll leave it there. We'll see you on the next one. Please do like, please do subscribe, and yeah, maybe take a look at some of those other videos we've linked. Catch you soon.